Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Yes, moment. Welcome back to Eat, Sleep, Nerd. In this episode, we are live reacting to some old Drum Corps International shows. First up is 2002. Who is it?
Sarah
Clara Vanguard. This is Christian's pick to go back in time 22 years? Math?
You did good.
22 years?
You did good.
All right.
College degree.
Yes.
No, it's sparkling. That's all sparkling.
Do you guys like the little Dr. Beat tap off we had?
Nope.
No.
Trigger.
That was very triggering.
It was a tap off.
I didn't like it.
No?
What was the tempo? 120?
150. All right, so let's get into this. We're going to dive on into SCV 2002.
On the field from Santa Clara, California, performing their 2002
This is actually
Sound, Shape,
when I got to high school. They our band director, shout out David Rainey, brought us to Murfreesboro. He would do it every year. Band camp.
All right.
Drum majors John David Majaris and Stuart Schulman.
Only two drum majors.
Get on your spot.
Look at that, a marching band uniform.
Look at that, a simple salute.
I was about to say, back when a salute was a salute.
Yeah, Stuart was really cool. Like my brother got to meet him.
Wait, go back.
We're going back? We're rewinding?
Yep.
Okay.
Just 10 seconds.
A little bit more.
Nope, it's too far, but it's fine. Pause. That's a stupid amount of people.
Yeah.
So where was this?
This is Madison, Wisconsin.
Okay.
Wisconsin?
Yeah.
I guess it's probably pretty good in August, I bet, up there.
Yeah.
That is a stupid amount of people.
That is a lot of people.
That is crazy.
Golly.
Could you imagine?
Was this
I
finals?
could not.
Yeah.
Okay.
Camp Randall Stadium.
Camp Randall.
You're moving at set.
I was about to say, a lot of movement on the field.
The pods.
Okay, keyboards.
I like how the fun ensemble's in an arc.
Yeah, I just saw that. Yeah.
Hey, look, no mic on this horn.
Mm-hmm. Just talent.
The good old days.
Assembly line. Judges on the field.
Them dead notes. Yeah, Vanguard was really, their drill designer was really good about curvilinears.
No drops, yay.
That was close.
They still use scoops on snares.
Like today?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a couple groups doing them. I love a catch when I hit. I love timpani and marching band.
Same.
Yes.
I hate
love
it.
So,
Hate
you
it.
hate
That's
it?
a good sound.
Well,
I love it so
I used to have to move them, so it's
Oh,
yeah.
Vanguard used to march timpani.
Yeah.
No, we're not doing that. I don't love it that much.
Oh yeah, I forgot to say, Stuart Schulman. He, as you see, his Aussie is still on.
Yeah.
Most drum majors take their hats or shakos off.
Yeah.
Right after the salute. He was like, nah.
He never took it off.
Yeah, never.
Okay.
But never in the first movement.
Okay. That was an oddly simplistic drum feel.
About achievement, baby.
Sure.
I like this little.
Ooh.
That's neat.
Yeah. Ooh, zoom in.
And I gotta say too, it's really hard to make a straight line out of a form.
Yeah.
Mostly because half of the members can't see where the straight line is being formed.
Yeah.
Because they're marching backwards. Some of them are marching forward, some are marching backwards, but half of the group can't see where the straight line is happening. So that's just practice.
Yeah.
Practice in the right way, getting it correct. So that's the opener. Typically, marching band shows are broken down into 3 sections. You have your opener, your ballad, and your closer. This would be the ballad portion.
Some have 4 pieces.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I said typically.
Typically. Okay. My bad.
Kneeling with quads was a choice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you march on this AstroTurf before? Like,
Actually, I did in 2009.
how does that feel?
Awesome.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
It's just a flat surface.
Like, it's
no-
amazingly like stiff, but also being squishy at the same time.
Okay.
Squishy.
Though it looks easy, this formation is not easy.
That's huge.
I wouldn't imagine. Yeah.
But one important thing to say is that you always want your instrument facing the audience. So that's why you see the performers marching either forward or backwards, because you have to do what's called a slide, where your lower body faces a different direction versus your upper body, always facing forward. Come on, flags.
Ooh.
Yes.
That like 20-inch roll.
That's awesome. And snaps for that.
See, that's where that emotion comes in.
Mm-hmm.
Cool flag feature up here. They're so flashy.
It's another aspect where the drill writer has to work with another person to make sure that they have the space to... Color guard has the space to be featured there.
Yeah.
The drum line is so spread.
Front ensemble isn't even mic'd.
Nope.
2002, baby.
Before we had microphones.
Yeah. That triangle.
There's little timbres in there. I don't know if you noticed. Wait, never mind. That's a different show. Never mind. Okay.
Okay, hold on. That listening environment, considering where the drums are,
So where the pit is?
to where like all the horns are, that's
Oh,
like a what? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 yard difference, almost 60.
Yeah.
Whew.
Yeah.
All right.
And I'm just saying from the drum line to the pit.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's where that talent comes into play. You got to get the best of the best. Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Yes, moment.
Oh, you can hear the dudding. I love it.
I love puffies on
I was
quads.
gonna say a nice little timbre change. Okay, so the little splits there.
That's a lot of snare drums.
It's actually less than you'd typically have. It's only 8.
They're just nicely spaced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it 8? Did I just count?
I don't know.
I think it's
Sparkman
8.
education.
Yep. Hold on. Is that a 32-inch bass drum? It looks huge.
Oh, yeah. Back in the day, they used to march ginormous fifth
Yeah.
basses.
Good for him. He probably has back problems.
I know his pain.
Ooh, them tubas are back there.
Yeah, there it is.
Where the snares and quads are to where the basses are, insane.
They have the
Mm-hmm.
their snares are like at an angle. Is that on purpose?
Yeah, they
Yeah,
used to
it
do
tilts.
that back then.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
I think they stopped doing it now, but
Martin still does it.
We do another pause. So, just I guess this is for us, from the university that we came from, especially Nick. There's a lot of play behind the back hash.
Mm-hmm.
That never happened. And the band we were in, like
That's
back
true.
behind, it was like maybe 4 steps back behind, like
Yeah.
the back hash.
That's where Color Guard went.
Yeah.
They went back there.
Like seeing the back sideline, not a thing.
Yeah.
I thought that was really interesting.
Mhm.
It's another like point of drum corps difficulty is that the field is going to be used.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All 100 yards.
And I think it's important to know. I was going to mention this earlier, but like with like my mom would always ask, like, what shapes are you guys trying to make? Like, are you trying to spell words? Like, no, it's just formations. And typically it's just to try to get us from one place to another, or from one hit to another hit. So there's not really, you're not looking for anything specific as far as formations. You're just trying to make sure that it's clean.
Yeah.
And and the field being broken into kind of segments, that back section behind the back hash, the middle part of the field, and the front hash. You're just trying to make it from hit to hit.
Yeah. Nice little tenor feature here. Okay.
And that's another thing not a lot of people talk about is the listening responsibilities of the drum line.
Yeah.
Like you're typically trying to play just like the person right next to you. But if that person right next to you changes, that's a whole different ball game.
Yep.
Basses are booking it.
yeah, they
Look at that.
Ooh, the toes are high.
I love how it just keeps building. Good lord.
on-field percussion judge.
That's cool. Okay.
Okay.
I think one thing it's important to say, what a forehead.
Oh my god.
That timing.
Wow.
One thing that's important to mention is
The
how
Santa Clara Vanguard.
physically demanding
Direction of Rick
it's
Valenzuela.
11 and 48 seconds. I mean, look how big those horns are. I mean, that's one thing we didn't mention.
Yeah.
Is how heavy these instruments are while you're marching.
That's very true.
It's
also a good show.
Very good.
How physically demanding cardiovascularly.
Mhm.
There was an ESPN production or
Yeah,
a
It's on
study,
YouTube.
rather.
Study,
Yeah. So ESPN study of how physically demanding, how people were saying that marching band's not a sport or something like that, which I don't particularly care about that argument, truthfully.
Yeah.
But they were saying it's not a sport and it's not that demanding and it doesn't, it's not that hard to do. But just the tests that ESPN study did, it's a great spot to pick his forehead. Just how just hard it is to do this. I mean, you see these kids sweating, and of course it's hot. It's August. You see these kids sweating. They're breathing hard because they just ran around a field for 11 and a half minutes, which, all nothing but respect to them because my tail's not doing it at all.
Yeah. So, 2002. Different time, clearly.
Very different time.
But still some charm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ever since that first show that I went to, fell in love with Vanguard. Ever since. They've always had like a very different show, but a very like powerful show. And it's just unlike other, like watching like through that show, I was thinking of like at least 5 other shows. I was like, man, I wish to pick this one. Man, I wish to pick this one. But we might. I have to get back to it.
We can get back to it.
My favorite Vanguard show is definitely the Les Mis show in 2013. That was the first
That was a good
DCI show I ever saw in person.
Mm.
Was that show?
Mm.
That was a good one.
Just amazing, and it helped that I knew the music because
Yeah.
the movie came out the year before that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So it was just great show. Anyway, this was cool too.
So what made you want to pick this one? Aside from just nostalgia.
I mean, like I said, there's plenty more that like I could have picked, but like this era from like literally from 1998 to 2008, could have picked anyone.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Like it's just it's just the way they perform, everything about them I just love. So I just had to pick one.
Showing my ignorance here, did they win this year? How'd
They
they
did not.
placed? Okay.
Have they ever won?
I think third. Yeah, they've won a couple times.
2018,
Mm-hmm.
I think. with the
2018.
My Body is a Cage. Which
Oh, hold on.
Oh,
with the
Babylon.
infamous horns up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the poppy one.
Yeah. Where like you hear that.
That was the
stuff.
first time since
in a while.
2000. No, way before then.
Yeah, they won 2018. Then before that it was what, 1999?
Yeah. Fantastic show. Also,
They're consistently
20
like
years.
in the top 10.
Mhm.
So it looks like in 2002 they finished fourth.
Yeah.
95.65.
Who won that year? 2002.
Girl.
Oh, I thought it was there. I'm sorry. I don't care. It's fine.
Okay.
I think it was BD.
You can look it up. Probably. Yeah.
Say that.
I remember that Phantom show.
Hmm.
I remember that one. They
Well-
love musicals, don't they?
I mean, hey.
I mean, it works.
Yeah,
Good-
it does.
good source material, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So now, Nick, we're going to do your pick here.
Word.
Which is like a 6-year difference,
Yes, we're
Yeah.
going forward a little bit in time.
but it's very different
Mm-hmm.
from what we just saw.
This is 2008 Carolina Crown. What's the name of this show?
Finny.
Fini.
Fin. All right.
Say the S.
Fin.
Finny.
Fin. Fine.
Finna?
No, there's an I after that though.
Yeah, it's spelled Finis,
What?
You just don't say the S.
but you say Finny. The endings.
Just press play.
2008 Crown. All right.
Performing their 2008 program, Fini. Drum Corps
Wait, pause,
International is
pause,
proud
pause.
to present.
Can we talk about the announcer guy? He's been there since like, the beginning.
Right,
I mean,
yeah.
not really the beginning, but he's been there for a long time.
Yes, Mr. Crocker. He is the voice of DCI.
Yeah.
And as you can tell, like his voice is very commanding.
Mhm.
And like to hear his voice, like say your core's name is probably like one of the things that it's just like amps you up the most. And that, you know, he does it at finals. Sometimes he does it at other random shows, like especially like regionals and stuff like that. But yeah.
I love when he
he's a good
says
guy.
Phantom Regiment. I can't do
He
it,
hit
but
the-
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
There's a lot of emphasis on that. A lot of people have noticed that too. They do it. He does it with Phantom Regiment, and the Cavaliers,
Mhm.
and Carolina Crown. Yeah,
Yeah.
I just heard.
Proud to present.
Again, just a marching band uniform.
And a nice, simple salute.
Shiny helmet.
So this
A
is
lot of people.
pretty much, yes, a lot of people. Pretty much just classical music, which is I think why I like it so much. It's just straight ahead classical music, nothing fancy. Because they did it. Bernstein doesn't need help with his music.
No.
He got it.
And they straight up start using the whole field.
Mhm. God, I love the white uniforms. Makes everything look so clean. If you do it well,
But you gotta be clean.
you gotta be
You
clean.
got to be clean. It does show off a lot.
Yeah.
So cool.
Mm.
Those.
Those, yeah. Yeah. Love crown horns.
Come on, bass drum.
Ooh.
There must be something said about catching a rifle.
There
Yeah.
has to be.
Not the crack. Point
The
crack.
the coordination to do so, no got it.
Yeah, no.
Those rifles are heavy. It's just a plank of wood.
Yeah.
Run it.
Yeah. And they hurt. Yeah, rip.
Ooh, thank God.
For you Bugs Bunny fans,
Wow.
The timpani in this video is really hitting my ear wrong.
Oh yeah.
real loud.
Up in there.
A lot more visual systems within 6 years later.
Yeah.
A lot more body work in this versus the video that we just saw, and it kind of kept going from there. Lots of body and visual things.
A little hopped
Come on,
up here.
Hanks.
Ooh, okay. I like that I know all of these songs.
That's part of the reason
Yeah.
why I love this show so much.
And that's one thing to pick on is that it's not just picking random pieces of music, which like classical music could be pages on pages, and pages. And then they pick the perfect spot in these pieces of music to have it done.
It's something too. Watching, if you kind of find one person to watch, you'll see a lot of times they're literally talking spot to spot while playing their instrument, and it sounds smooth. The technique is that.
Yeah.
That you really have to respect.
It's also weird, like not to knock Vanguard, but I feel like they're hitting their set before like they have a slight call where if you hit the set.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, yeah. That horn's down.
Already exhausted.
Yeah.
5 minutes. You're just silent. Just kidding. We love it, old Debussy.
Imagine hitting the wrong note there.
Boy, howdy, yeah. Oh, should mention that a lot of these chords will buy instruments at the beginning of the year,
Oh yeah.
and then just sell them.
Yeah. We're done with
We don't
it.
need these anymore. Just here.
But it'll look like they've had him for 5 years.
Oh my god. Yeah. They're laying down.
Yes, they are.
And there's another cool thing about the drum corps community is that, like, Crown, the Interlude is a very popular piece of music. Ever since Carolina Crown has done this in 2008, and other people try to do it, this is where the bar is.
Yep.
But it's like free with like
Yeah.
nobody
Yes.
else is.
No.
You just leave it alone. It's did it.
I still love the video where they sing that.
Very good. I think this video gets a little out of sync.
Everything just happened. Yeah. That's all good.
Ash.
Yeah.
They really like that part.
Slightly better.
It gets worse. Something else to say, marching slowly is almost more difficult than marching at 160 clicks a minute.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because there's a lot more room for technique. There's a lot more balance that you have to have as an individual. A lot more engagement of your body, of your butt, on that, in order to march correctly and get in your spot.
Especially how they're doing it, it's like they call it undo split. Instead of having that toe up, now it's down.
Yeah.
So
Leading.
the downbeats are in a different place. So you really have to really engage.
Little America here. West Side Story. More birds.
Just straight up the whole field.
Yeah.
By the way,
The 5 to the 5.
Yep.
by the way, Debussy, stout racist.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
Right on. To go on with the whole field thing. So there are some people. There's a conductor in the backfield, which they're facing on the 50. There are some people that are standing on
Wait,
the.
pause. Sorry, go ahead.
There are some people that are standing on the 5-yard line.
Mhm.
So to hit the downbeat at the same time as someone that's on the 50
Yeah.
is very difficult,
Mm-hmm.
and it is well practiced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet. This is the percussion break. I love it.
Okay, there's also a previous thing.
And keep it there.
Drumline split right now. I like it.
What's our is like
They vary for the brand. The Yamahas are what they're using. Range from
So out of sync.
what we call the closer. So we're gonna be this is gonna be the highest energy portion of the show. So I have to go home. More burns time. In order to end strong, you gotta get down.
Also, there's like the closer could be higher tempo than the
Oh yeah.
What we call like knee front moving up. Everybody's moving forward. Or running.
yeah. Eastern Club Overture. Famous.
Famous.
Famous Eastern Club
Well, there is about it.
They bring cannons or no?
Put in some Appalachian Spring Aaron Cooper. Very cool.
Ooh, that is cool. Look at that high step.
Literally running.
Literally.
Little crown for you.
Favorite thing. All right. Ooh. This time's in.
40,000 people. Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, that was cool. Cool.
Little known fact about the show. Well, I guess it's not. I don't know why it would be little known. Nobody would know. I had gotten a call to go and march this show because there was an injury that happened to one of the tuba players. And Quinn, who you just said, was a baritone player here who we went to school with, called me mid-season and was like, so we need a tuba player, we need a good tuba player, and we need them like tomorrow. And if you can do it, please come and do it. I said, well, I think I could do it, but like, do I have to pay for tuition? And he said, yeah, like $3,000. I was like, nah.
I ain't got
I'm gonna sit this one out. I fully support you.
I mean, I had that same instance in like 2008. I was going to sit out in 2008, and I went to go to a camp that Spirit was having just to hang out, see some old friends, and they were like, "Hey, we have no vets in the concert section." And I was like, "Sorry."
Oh my god,
that's crazy.
And then another friend of ours that we went to school with, Taylor Criswell, he was working with Phantom Regiment at the time, and he was like, "Hey, I need a tuba player," and I'm like, I'm sitting out because I mean, trying to raise the money to march next year and this and that, blah blah blah.
That was your last year, right?
2009 was.
Well, that would have been your age out year, though.
That would have been my age out year.
You wanted to make sure that you marched that year,
right? And he was like, he put me in contact with the tuba tech and everything like that. And I was like, I mean, they just raised money and blah blah. So later on down the road, right before tour happened, Spirit called me again. It's like, hey, we got an alumni to pay for your spot.
Hey,
and I was like,
that's how you do it.
I'll be there in a second. And then, funny enough, I saw Taylor on the road in July.
You did, yeah,
yeah. And he was like, "What are you doing here?" And I was like, "Ah." And then come to find out, Phantom has an amazing year that year.
Yeah.
So 2008 Crown, they also finished 4th place
Triple
that
Crown
year.
was so good.
So you guys like those fourth place teams?
I guess so.
Groups?
Wow, you trying to say something?
Yeah.
Rockstar was solid. Though
Yes.
my third place, so there were three that I had to choose from for this one. It was Fini, it was equals MC squared, which won that year.
Mhm.
And then it was Bluecoats, Rifts and Revelations. Those were the three that I had to choose from. Out of This World was fantastic too. Inferno was good. Sorry.
No, that's all good. Well, so what made you want to pick Away Crown out of all of them?
That's my type of marching band show. It's got energy. It's executed well musically. There's just enough visual stuff to kind of keep you engaged and entertained by it. Really strong color guard, very fun percussion, and just kind of a sense of familiarity. Like you said, now I have a decent grasp on classical music and the history of classical music, but that's just because I'm trained in that. But and this is not a negative mark on you, but like as someone who doesn't, you say, "Oh, I know all these."
Yeah.
And that gives you a little bit of ownership on what it is that you're looking at.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that every single show needs to be something that everybody knows, but boy, it helps when it's not this abstract noise.
Sure.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And that's not to put anybody down or any ideas down, because I get it. You kind of have to innovate and change. But like that show, that
Changes
Fini
everything.
show, truly, that show was the something about green, the green with the grass always greener. That was the beginning of those uniform changes.
Mhm.
Because Crown was white for a long time, cream white color.
Yeah.
And then they started putting dye into their uniforms or whatever. And that's really where things changed in 2009, the year after that. But like it's just a fun marching band show that is just energetic. Even the ballad had energy in it. It's just a fun, energetic, familiar, hype show.
Mhm.
And that's what I look for in marching band shows. I don't really care about if it's boring with all the esoteric, abstract stuff. I can't get my teeth into it.
Yeah. I agree.
But you like Rite of Spring?
Yeah, there's context there.
Rite of
great.
Spring.
It's great.
Oof. Anyway,
It's not abstract. It's great. You just got to understand it.
Do you like
abstract.
the Bluecoats Boxer show though?
Boxer.
Yeah, like where they did the
The
whole thing
boxer.
with the boxer. I think it's
Yeah.
actually called the boxer. Because like when I
remember
think
parts of it.
when I think fun shows, that's like what I think of. Like
I remember
I get
parts
the
of it.
relating.
Didn't they play the Gonna Fly Now? Some of that.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I remember some of it. I think I liked the parts that I saw. I don't think I saw the whole thing.
yeah, like that and like Phantom Spartacus thing, like
I
the
was
stuff
gonna
that's like
say,
easy enough
yeah.
for people to follow and like relate
Mhm.
to.
Mhm.
That's what I think of when I think the fun shows. I agree, like
Yeah.
the abstract stuff. Is,
Yeah. And that's truthfully why I like a lot of UNA shows.
Yeah.
And it's not they're not original by any stretch of the imagination, but they're fun and they're toe tapping, and you can like, okay, that's neat.
there's enough to
That's
follow.
a cool, yeah.
You'll get something out of it.
I'll
Like,
say you'll like Crossman's show this year.
Quassman.
Mhm.
I always like Crossman.
Because Crossman
watch
is
it.
just drum corps' version of UNA's band.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
If you go back in the histories, yeah.
Andre, what are your favorite shows of all time?
Okay, so I'm gonna kick myself because I definitely downed it in the episode, but
Yeah.
that BD show where they sampled Rihanna, that was the only part I didn't like. That Rihanna sample ruined it for me, but everything else about it.
I was hyped.
Starting with like just everybody playing snare is wild, and I thought that was amazing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was sick.
It was like everybody but like 2 or 3 people.
Yeah, they were hiding in the pit. But
Yeah. They couldn't get the match script right.
Yeah,
You know, like
yeah, that one
you're
was
playing
good.
bells.
Babylon was good. Malaguena, but I want to say I like the Cadets version. I know about the
yeah.
Cavaliers
Oh, yeah,
version,
yeah.
but I fell in love with the Cadets version.
Which is just Stan Kenton. It's just Stan Kenton's version.
Let's see. Winged Victory I liked because Thunder
Yeah.
Drums do be Thunder Drums.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan. I don't know. The Cavaliers, the Machine. Did they call it the Machine? Where they did the
Machine.
weird robot thing.
Yeah.
That was kind of sick to me.
I have some words about that, but I'll leave that off there.
Babylon, if I didn't say, I think I said Babylon
Yeah.
already, but yeah, that one was sick.
I think my favorite of all time was Cadets, Angels and Demons.
Wow,
That's
yeah.
a very good show.
I
Yeah.
liked Angels and Demons for all the wrong reasons. Like having a drumline battle with your own drumline, sick, and then just throwing instruments on the field. Were those broken beforehand? That's
Yeah.
what I
Yes.
want to know.
Yeah.
Okay.
They were prop horns.
The legend
That was
ha-
wild.
the legend has it that it got run over by a truck in the parking lot. So from that point forward, it was just trash.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Sorry, I've wondered. Also, the whole shiny stick thing they did in the color guard.
Oh yeah.
That was cool.
That
Little
was-
innovative stuff. I like.
That's one of my favorite musically creative shows, because the end of the entire piece is kind of written around Frank Kelly's Angels in the Architecture. It's a great piece. It's long, but it's a great piece. I mean, you could probably do the entire show with just Angels and Demons, because I think it's about 12-13 minutes long.
Mhm.
But the way that they kind of deconstructed the doxology, or Old 100, which is it's a Bible, or not Bible, it's a hymn, a church hymn. But the way that they kind of deconstructed it and made it really kind of demented sounding, because the demons were playing it at the time, was real. I mean, that's one of my favorite musical moments of all the history of DCI. It was just really brilliant, because it's already very dissonant, and they somehow made it more dissonant. It's just very cool. I love that moment there.
Well, if you enjoyed this, I think we had a fun time. So we'll definitely be doing it again, especially with some of the shows from this year's Drum Corps International Tour. I think we have some favorites that we want to do a little live reaction for. So yeah, stay tuned. We have a few more on the way. Boop, boop, boop.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Wyatt.
something tune.
No.
Sorry. Too much pressure.
It's not a whistle, though.
Take it easy.
He's a nerd.
Keep sleeping there.